Hey YouTube, Diesel Dan Peters here again. So I wanted to make a little update on this mower. I've actually done a little bit of progress since you guys have last seen it. I had to take off all of the PTO and everything. I had to get a new belt because the previous belt it was slipping too much and it wasn't correctly riding. So now I have a good belt on it, nice tension. And let's see what else. So I did that. I know I did more than just that though. I wonder if that's too loose though. I don't know. We'll see. If I have to replace it, I gotta replace it again. But let me show you guys what I did with the PTO. So I was having a problem, and I was looking online. Apparently, a lot of people have this problem. Oh, again, excuse me for my voice. Where the PTO doesn't come back out. Oh man, I'm dying here. So the PTO doesn't come back out, and what happens is, as the engine's running, you know, the PTO is still spinning. So I kind of alleviated that problem. So if you notice, it goes in perfect. Let me, actually, here, switch this. There we go. Oh, that's nice. It's like I have a DSLR camera I'm using. So, notice, so the blade is engaged, right? Nice and tight. Well, it does engage, trust me. But watch, when I disengage it, comes back. So what I did was pretty simple. I just took a spring from this side, drilled a little hole, put it through that side, and it does come back now. Usually it takes the engine spinning though. So here, let me zoom out of that, refocus a little bit. There we go. So watch, it's engaged right now. See? You can see that it's spinning. Now let me disengage it. Did you guys see that? Let's see, let me focus. So, this is free, it just spins freely. So, the only thing I'm waiting on now is the brake, so that when it comes outward a little bit, it'll stop. The stock brake wouldn't work because of the new angle. So I kind of modified those brackets as well. I would say it's pretty simple. So I took one of these sleeves. I put it on the original piece here. And then I just mounted this right on top. And that's it. I put a few washers on, a long bolt so that it would fit with this. And it was working fine, but the problem is, because it's curved, as you can tell, it was not having it. I was like, what's the problem? As you can tell, it was actually grinding into there. So I was able to find one that's flat. And I'm really hoping that it's gonna work where it just sits nice and flush on there. If it doesn't work, you know, I'll have to modify either one of them. But I want to try that first, get the new bracket in, and give that a try. Because I heard that there's a snowstorm on its way, and I don't feel like being stuck without something to remove the snow. But yeah, that's my biggest progress. I've been having. That was probably the biggest thing I've been worrying about, how this setup's going to stop. And then I'll be able to hook everything up, and it should all work. You know, fingers crossed at least. Yeah, all of this mounts real nice. It's all a really tight setup though. Oh, there's my voice again. Man, you guys must be losing your mind over the computers right now. How my voice is. What else was I gonna say? Oh, there it is again. So a new starter is definitely coming up next. I'm gonna wait to get my tax returns before I go that crazy, because for me, pull start works fine right now. I prefer for the pull start to just be a backup for when I absolutely need it, but for now it's fine. You know, I'm not gonna go that crazy. Got all the mufflers set, everything else is set up. I already tested it, it does drive. I will make a video on me driving it and stuff like that. What else? So it drives, PTO setup. Yeah, everything's pretty much done though at this point, honestly. The air filter was still clean, so I never replaced that. Or did I? I might have replaced it. Don't quote me on that. And also the glow plug, I want to be able to replace that. I had drilled out the starter hole over here, so it does have the key. This was from the Cat diesel generator that I had. This is where this engine came from actually. I got it in pieces and I figured it wasn't worth fixing the old diesel generator because a new head is super expensive, and to find one that would fit that specifically was not going to be worth it. So I figured I'll save that for another project, or maybe I'll no, I don't really want to transfer any of that stuff into there because that's just cool the way it is. And updates and everything else, like I said, would be on the way. But man, I keep getting sidetracked. So I got the key, ignition all set up. You know, this would be for the glow plug. Start it. You guys get the idea. I have all the wiring here for me to wire it up. And there were a lot of modifications I had to do to get this to fit as good as it does. I'm going to go back a little bit and just show you guys some of them. So, one of them, yeah, let's see, can you guys see that? Oh, I think you can. So, down way below. Yeah, I think you can see that. Down way below, I had to use a circular drill. It's like something you would cut out a hole for a piece of wood or a piece of metal. That's what I had to do down there. It was a half circle, just so I had enough room for the deck setup to move around in there. Before it wasn't moving. What else? I already showed you guys the throttle setup. I removed temporarily the compression lever setup because, like I said, I've been using it with the pull start right now, so I don't need that at the moment. There were a lot of things I had to cut though. I cut out this piece for the muffler, a little side piece here. That seems to be working fine the way it is. I'm not gonna go crazy with that. Eventually I might get like an actual little turnout, just so there's a little pipe coming out. Might look a little cleaner, because right now it's just getting black soot everywhere. But I'll wait off on that for now. I had to cut off a little bit in the front here to get the fuel tank to fit. So this used to come all the way up, so I cut it right about there. The hood I had to cut just so that the air filter box would fit, so it sits right about there on the air filter. I have the hood off, like I said, because I've been working on it. I know that there's more I had to cut. Oh, over here, it's not a clean cut as of yet, but right over here, I just have to take a Dremel and smoothen that out. My goal over the at some point is I want to be able to just not repaint it, but I want to smoothen everything out, make everything look nice. Just anywhere where there's metal showing, I want to cover it up with some paint. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now. This was mainly just to get this on the road and to get it going. And when I do that, I would like to repaint the whole thing. Do that original John Deere green. But otherwise, this engine's been great. I'm surprised the head was off of it. The entire cylinder head was off of it for approximately, I was told, either 5 or 10 years, something crazy like that. And it was missing the compression lever, valve cover head. But I was able to get it to run. It runs perfect. When I first got it, the rings were definitely stuck. But if you look back in a few of my videos, I show you guys the acetone and ATF fix that is supposed to free up the rings, and that worked with this, luckily. And I think I'm going to leave off the video on there. I think I've bored you guys out enough. And yeah, that's it. Diesel Dan Peters signing out.